in Antalya.
A very good evening and welcome to Antalya for the men's 94 kilo championship of the world. Randall Strossen from Iron Mind, together with myself, David Goldstrom, for what promises to be another really competitive competition with just 12 kilos separating the 9 lifters in this A medal final. Of course, we have had a really competitive competition earlier on in the 94 kilo class in the B division. I'll tell you about that in a moment, but here are the contenders for tonight. Gevorg Pogosyan of Armenia moving up into this class, having taken the European title earlier this season at 85 kilos. But this is really competitive and could be confusing. A couple of even-offs to meet here as well. And we're going to meet the lifters in a moment. Here they are. And here is Mr. Pogosyan from Armenia. 26 years of age and totaling 395. That's his entry total for the European 85 kilo champion. And here's the European champion at this weight class, 94. Arsen Kaspiev, originally from Georgia, now from Poland. This is Artem Ivanov, representing the Ukraine, just 22 years of age, bronze medalist in this year's Europeans in Minsk. Fifth in the world is where Andrei Demanov finished for Russia this season, 400 kilos, his entry total. And so too the world champion Vladimir Sedov of Kazakhstan, 22 years of age, and again another rising star for the Kazakh strength team. Now the world championship bronze medalist Kim Min-jae for Korea. Got that bronze medal on the stage a year ago in Goyang. And Alexander Ivanov, triple junior world champion for the last 3 seasons. The Russians think highly of this 21-year-old. Next to see here, this is the world champion from 2003 in the 85 kilo class, Valerio Calancia, now 29 years of age, representing Romania. And completing the lineup for Iran, this is Kamashali Adami, I hope I pronounced that correctly, 28 years of age. He was a top 10 in the world. Well, in the B group a little earlier today, we had 2 men who finished on 386. This is Intigim Zairov, who has the higher placing because of his lower body weight than the Lithuanian Andrimas Ditsbalis, who did a little better in the snatch phase than this man did in the clean and jerk. This is Zairov of Azerbaijan's 175. And Randy, you were talking about these B group performances. 386, decent total.
Yeah, and you know, that's not an insignificant snatch in the 94 kilo class. 175 kilos, a lot of people would be very proud to hit that world record, 188 kilos, but 175 is a notch in your belt.
This is the clean and jerk, 211, the best clean and jerk. Just to emphasize, the best snatch in the B division earlier today, that was 178. And eventually you'll see this lift disturbed there by the technical controller, which is never nice, and he just has to regather himself for this 211. Clean and jerk world record 232, and the total 412, held by a certain Mr. Kakashvilis of Greece for an awful long time.
Right.
This was 232 is Simon Koleczki of Poland's clean and jerk world record. That stood for a long time as well. And sadly, Simon Koleczki still on the injured list. And I have to say, distinct possibility that we might just never see him back on the competitive stage. We're going to take a little break before we get underway in this men's 94 kilo final. Well, just back in time for the first of the snatch attempts. 168 kilos on the bar for Valerio Calancia of Romania. Big explosive lift there, but a good one.
Absolutely popped it. The snatch literally takes less than 1 second to execute, lifting the bar from the platform to arm's length overhead. Very athletic, very explosive. He nailed that. Romania's got a history of producing good snatchers, and that's the kind of lift you'd like to see. First guy out, too. First attempt, some pressure on him. He passed the test. He's on the board.
And just having a look at the opening weights here, we've got 180s from the defending champion Vladimir Sedov, and also Kim Min-Yae of Korea, and also Artem Ivanov from the Ukraine.
Very interesting. You know, we got 3 guys saying they're going to open at 180. I don't know if it's a bluff, but if someone opens at 180, he could be in position to take a shot at the world record. That's an aggressive opener.
So onto the stage comes the man who has moved up a weight class. Now, this is quite interesting because he won the 85 kilo Europeans, and that's in April.
Right.
So he's now coming into the 94s, and well, sometimes the transition is straightforward, but this is a relatively short period of time in which to make that adjustment. Did 165 in the Europeans as an 85 kilo lifter.
Boy, is he fascinating the bar.
Oh.
Starts with a really quite wide position with his feet, but watch how blindingly fast this guy is under the bar. After he's completed his pull, he has to reverse directions and get his body under the bar as quickly as possible. Great lift.
Yeah, another of the very strong and improving Armenian squad. Armenia, apart from the very lightest classes in the whole of championships, really strongly represented. So at the chalk box now, this is the European champion at this weight class, Arsen Kazbiev. And interesting, this Polish lifter as he is now, but he actually represented Georgia for a good chunk of his life, but he's been going to Poland for 8-10 years,
right,
and has now settled there, just
in Chicano,
50-60 kilometers from Warsaw.
Right. Lifted as Arsen Kazbiev, who is a Georgian. Good. It's on the board.
And
nice
again,
lift.
Georgia also well known for producing lifters who are very good in this first discipline.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's an interesting story here because he's coached by Ivan Krigorovi, who's considered like one of the popes of the weightlifting coaching world. But more importantly, to make it really precise, he was the coach of the 2 men who hold all the world records in this class. Kaki Kakishvili, as you know, he was in Greece, and then Szymon Kolaski. And interestingly, Ivan Krigorovi now coaches 2 Polish lifters, Arsen and Szymon.
So Andrei Damanov in for a 171 opener. Now this is interesting because he posted 180 as his opener, so this is a significant reduction.
He needs to get as much as he can out of the snatch. He's not a great jerker. He hasn't been historically.
And he did a 185 in Goyang, which set him up for the world title.
Not the way you want to start, and it looked really soft on that.
Well, the reduction from 180 down to 171
huge
says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, unless the 180 was total bluff, and you know, David Riegert, the head coach, just put that up there, said, let's see if we can get the other guys scared, you know. But in the warm-up room, you know, a lot of people will be watching what's going on in the adjacent platforms. You're not going to fool anyone.
No.
But you don't want to miss your opener. You've only got 3 attempts in each lift, and so he's just seen 1/3 of his attempts in the snatch result in nil.
He's had mixed fortunes over his career, finished in 4th place at the Olympic Games as an 85 kilo lifter, and as we say, that's just not where you want to finish in 4th place.
Was a good junior. He's had problems, as I mentioned, in the jerk. He's snatched well, can clean pretty well too, and then the jerk tends to create the most problems. That's David Riegert, you can see behind him,
in the
head coach in the white t-shirt.
Those shirts which are on sale in our hotel.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Yeah, very enterprising of them.
Well, the hotel's full of Russians, so...
So it's Cuban cigars and Russian t-shirts.
Absolutely. I'm very interested to see their youngster, Alexander Ivanov, the 21-year-old. because he's been competing in the juniors, and I haven't caught up with those, you know, yes, on paper, but not actually in reality. So it'd be very interested to see him on stage, because, as I said, they do think a lot of him. And the Russians double-handed here, but you sense that Ivanov might be the man today.
Yeah.
Well, certainly for the Russians.
Russians got great tradition in these heavier bodyweight classes.
Well, this is sort of Alexei Petrov territory, wasn't it?
Well, before that, David Rieger.
Yeah.
Pretty happy about that.
Yeah, but
I think he's looking a little stiff, frankly, for him.
Just having a look at past winners in the 94. Before Sedov won it last year, Konstantinov for Russia in 2007, Ilya Ilin, the absent Ilya Ilin, who was recently in action in the Kazakh Nationals around about July, lifted heavy at 105, but total of 413, which impressed you. Well, what would impress me is if he turned up at the World Championship.
Well, he's saving it, or they are saving him for the Asian Games. I talked to Lexi Nee during the break earlier today, and he said Asian Games, which is very important, very prestigious competition in Asia.
Do you remember all that stuff when he won the Olympic title? And then, you know, he wouldn't compete unless it was on his terms, and you know,
well, a bit of a prima donna. It sounds like.
Yeah, it's a bit of a loose cannon.
Yeah.
So now the man who represents Iran, and this is
just goes by Ashgar. They've got the full string of names, but Ashgar Ibrahimi.
Well, I think actually his first name is Kamashali. So we'll try that one, Kamashali.
Friends call him Ashgar.
Well, we'll call him Kamashali.
That's fine. I'm his friend, though.
But of course, lightning would have to strike twice, because it was back in 2001 here in Antalya, the first time the championships were here, that Khurush Bagheri of Iran won this with a 4-0.
And that's who you see with him. That's the coach. That's Khurush who's walking with him.
Yeah, and Khurush beat from Azerbaijan. Do you remember Nizami Pasha?
How could I forget? How could I forget? You know, Mr. Back against the wall. Are you nervous that you've missed 2 attempts? No, I'm used to this.
And Kalechki was the bronze medalist here.
Yeah.
So Kalencia coming on for his second attempt. 174 on the bar. So we're still short of the leading performance in the B group earlier in the day, 178. And this is his second attempt. But 6 kilos up, and it's good.
Yeah, he's really a good technician. It's really a joy to watch him snatch. Makes it look easy, makes it look like a natural act, which it isn't for most people because the mechanics involved. But you see a nice, long, straight pull, violent shrug at the top, and then he'll reverse directions, boom, catches the bar. No, nothing uncertain. The bar might as well have been on rails.
And interesting, talk about lifters who have longevity, but Pashayev, who was silver medalist in 2001, was actually the silver medalist in Goyang last year.
You know, what a personality. He'll be missed.
Yeah, sort of. It always happens in sport because it's cyclical, but you know, some sports you need, you know, new stars and new champions to come through with that sort of personality.
Which is colorful characters, you know, who do something unpredictable.
Well, here's Mr. Ivanov. Have I talked him up too much? Let's have a look at his first attempt here. He's coming in as planned at 175 kilos. The junior world champion, Alexander Ivanov of 2007, 8 and 9.
Hook grip. Takes a lot of grip strength to hang onto the bar when you pull as hard as these guys do. Oh. Looked like a warm-up. Yeah, you know, this guy hasn't been oversold. This is a good lifter based on that one attempt.
Yeah, well, you know, one swan doesn't make a summer, as they say.
Right. You know, thinking of Russians, you know, in this class, I mean, Sergei Sertsov, who's now president of the Russian Federation, he was quite a snatcher in this class. Also an Olympic silver medalist, but so there's some history in that, too.
So Pogosian Remember, he's the newcomer to this class. Now, this is 10 kilos up on what he lifted in the 85. So
yeah.
I reckon this is now beginning to be a bit of a test here.
Yeah, he was probably training it close to this body weight, I'm guessing, when he competed as an 85. Very impressive opener. Had the speed in both directions, but not quite enough pull on that. I think I mentioned, his first attempt, it's clear that this guy moves under the bar extremely fast. That's half the battle. I mean, you pull the bar up and then you got to race it back down. But bar's got to be high enough. It's got to be in the right position. You could see he really wasn't in the right position to lock out the bar. Did not get under it. So we've got the coach, who really is Georgian, backed up literally by two members of the Polish team.
175, this is just a kilo short of what he lifted in Minsk. If he's tuned up for this, he's obviously looking to go perhaps to 180.
Mm-hmm.
This is 175 though.
Oh, good. He sank the putt on that thing. Low bombs. He's happy. He's containing the emotion because he's got one more attempt. Otherwise, that would maybe be a lift worth celebrating.
Just want to do a footnote on the guy who's leading the snatch phase at the moment with that 178. That's Arimas Ditsbalis of Lithuania. What makes it significant about him is the fact that he is actually the reigning under-23 European champion, but also the junior world champion of this season. So that's probably one of the brightest performances we've seen of an upcoming Lithuanian for a while. Demanov, well, 175. Last attempt, having failed at 171 the first time, so this is way short of where he needs to be.
Some happy Russians here. Yeah, I can't even think of the last Lithuanian. They got a great strongman, of course, Adrinas Savickas.
Rasmunas Visnauskas.
Oh, is he Lithuanian?
He's Lithuanian, and he's.
Oh, I thought he was from Hollywood.
No, well, he could be from Hollywood because he's the big. His percentages are awful.
Yeah, we'll see him lift.
But his showmanship is wonderful.
Yeah. Seriously, when he bombs big.
Yeah, he'll be with us tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you sort of almost look forward to the class, the 105 class, because of his inclusion. Pogosian, third attempt, second at this weight, 175 kilos.
Boy, once again, pulled quickly and just violently explosive and reversing in direction, getting under the bar, but the bar was not high enough. Wasn't high enough. It's out front. He could not lock it out. Watch how fast this guy's under the bar, though. Boom.
So, Ditsbalis of Lithuania taking one or two interesting scalps here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you said, the total that he and the Azerbaijani Zairov put up, 386. With these sort of failures, suddenly that 386, it may not win them a medal, but it's going to sure push them up in the ranking.
Team points is part of the battle here.
So Kalansi at 177. Didn't get a total in Goyang, ran into real trouble in this phase. Had to go at 170 and 172. It was disaster in the snatch in Goyang for this man, but it's much better now, particularly if he picks this up. 177, helicopters it around, but the feet were in line.
Yeah, and the arms didn't unlock, so that's fine. You could twist it, and you could do 3 revolutions if you wanted to. As long as your arms did not unlock, you'd still get the lift.
Yeah, and again, you know, it was the World Championships last year where he moved up to 94 kilos, so he's been at this for a year now.
Yeah, he's probably maybe trying to hang on through this last Olympic cycle. We're probably in the twilight of his career.
Yeah, he won the Worlds in Vancouver before the the Athens Olympics when he was an 85 kilo lifter and totaled up 382.5 then. So Kasabiev on the stage for Poland, 178 kilos, so this is a 3 kilo increase. Now he weighed in at 93.21, so even if he gets this 178 because of body weight, his 93.21 is only going to put him into silver. Oh, I should say, actually, revision on that in a moment.
Well, he didn't make it. Would have put him in first, but he didn't make it.
Well,
so
no, it wouldn't have. 93.21. The other guy's 93.36. Yes, it would have put him into first.
But he didn't make it, so it's just academic. Yeah. Close, and you can see how low he went. His glutes almost hitting the platform in bottom position.
So actually, the European champion and the world champion in this weight class having not the easiest of starts here.
You know, we're kidding about Ramunas, and I see his father Bronius down there videoing. So Ramunas has got to be in the neighborhood. We'll see him lifting the 105 kilo class.
Now, the other Ivanov. This is Artem Ivanov, not to be confused with Alexander. This man represents the Ukraine. And Artem Ivanov, the bronze medalist this year in the Europeans, but he only made 2 out of 6 lifts for a total of 383.
Very significant weight for an opener in this bodyweight class.
Yeah, I mean, you're only 8 kilos off the world record.
Yeah, this is going to put it, you make this weight, you're in position to take a shot at. He looks a little awkward in a way in the bottom position, but he came out just exuding confidence. Didn't you think the way he walked up to the platform and walked up to the bar? It's like, okay, put some weight on. And we got another guy opening weight 80.
Yeah, Sedov, the world champion. Now this is 180 as planned.
Teammate of Ilya Ilyin, so in a sense he's got some pressure to perform because he's in a way competing with Ilya Ilyin, who they say is going to lift at the Asian Games instead, but Ilya's the Olympic champion. This guy's in the same bodyweight class, and if Ilya lets up on the gas, this guy's ready to step into that place.
Yeah, he made 5 out of 6 in Goyang. It was a really good performance there.
Absolutely. Yeah. A couple guys snatching serious weights here in their first attempts.
Well, they are, and again, he weighed in at 93.31. That's a low and usually body weight. Well, this, when you look at the spread of kilos, I said it was 12 amongst the whole field according to their entry totals, and you hope for a competitive competition. Last night in the 85s didn't quite work out like that, but this is looking a lot more like the real deal.
Third guy coming out now for 180 as an opener.
So Kim of Korea, bronze medalist in Goyang, and just at the end of the year also took a silver up in the East Asia Games, but that was a lot easier. Didn't have to really push himself. He did a 178.206 for 384 in Korea on his home stage. Koreans who really tuned up for their home world championships.
Yeah, I almost thought he was going to say that looking up at the bar. It was very close. So he'll repeat. I'm sure. I don't think he's going to go up.
So the leaderboard at the moment, the defending world champion from Kazakhstan, 180, lighter bodyweight, ahead of Artem Ivanov of the Ukraine, 180. Then Disbalis, the man from the B group from Lithuania, still in the bronze medal position ahead of Kalansia and Alexander Ivanov. So, second attempt now for Kamashali Ebrahimi of Iran. And he weighed in at 93.23. So this is from effectively 11th, where he is now, to gold.
Yeah, and Hussein Reza Zadeh has just walked into view as part of the coaching team.
I wonder why it gone dark.
Yeah, the floor's shaking. He's still huge, huh? Yeah, so close to make it. You know, the Iranian team has had to go through rebuilding in recent years. A lot of positives that they had to work through. Some new guys, but Askar Ibrahimi is one of the lifters who's kind of sailed through all of that and has been around for really quite a while in the lifting sense.
Well, here comes Mr. Ivanov, the Alexander Ivanov. Now he's going to 180, weighed in at 91.92. So he really does have a pull on the field in terms of lighter body weight, but of course he's giving away weight as he gets used to this class and he moves from junior into senior ranks, although at 21 he is technically still within the junior rank.
So it seems to have quite a future in weightlifting now, given the start.
Well, the first lift was certainly impressive. This will tell us more, Randy.
And I'd say what it tells us is that this weight is something he is used to handling. I mean, he manhandled that thing. No doubt about that.
So zooms up into the lead there. And Russia ahead of Kazakhstan and the Ukraine. With Disbalis now off the podium from Lithuania. So it's Alexander Ivanov from Vladimir Sedov, the defending world champion, from Artem Ivanov, the European bronze medalist, and now Kim coming onto the stage so close in the first attempt at 180, and this is his second attempt, 93.96. Now the way things are panning out at the moment, 93.96, even if he makes this, he's only going to pull him up into fourth place. But I say only, at the moment he doesn't have a ranking position. Going the pole just not strong enough and didn't really get under that at all, and that wasn't as close as the first one. So last year's bronze medalist now under real pressure. Has one more attempt at 180, and the way this is moving out now, may well have to follow himself with Ivanov. That's the Alexander Ivanov who leads with one attempt left. Vladimir Sedov, I should say, with two. Artem Ivanov from the Ukraine with two. And Ebrahimi of Iran with one more attempt at 180. That would be his third attempt. And Kim. And in fact, the bar going up to give Kim a little bit more time, and it's gone up to 181 for Sedov's second attempt. This is interesting. It's only a kilo. Well, in fact, it's gone to Ebrahimi. I thought that was not realistic. Ebrahimi now 181. Now he missed at 180. So this is a chunky 8-kilo increase here for the Iranian, the 28-year-old. Two men who weighed in on exactly the same weight, Kalanchia and Ebrahimi on 93.23. Kalanchia at the moment in 5th place. But this would lift Ebrahimi into the lead, if he can do it. No. Now, very similar to Kim, and he's left on 173, and that's a real problem because now he finds himself 7 kilos behind the current leaders, who are likely to go further away from him. So Kim, I think, is going to come out for what is an absolutely essential lift for him to make it, to keep himself in the competition. Ebrahimi does have the 173, so he can get a total, he can get ranking position. But this man, Kim Min Yai, if he blows this, then the journey back to Seoul is going to be a very long one indeed. Oh dear, and he's the first of our medal finalists to fall by the wayside there. A third failure, and it means it just leaves him with the clean and jerk to aim for, and that's always a terrible disappointment. The head drops as he walks off the stage. And it's never easy to pick yourself up from this sort of disappointment. You can see here the balance. Never really got under the bar. The hips are well behind there. Bar goes forward and there's no retrieval. So Artem Ivanov with 2 attempts left. Vladimir Sedov of Kazakhstan, 2 to come. And Alexander Ivanov with 2 to come. Andrei Domanov of Russia. Pretty disappointing. He's down in 10th place now. So more than half a minute for Ivanov for this second attempt. 3 kilos short of the world record at the moment. If he gets this, he might have a shout of going for that world record. This is a 5 kilo increase. Ah, looks really good. No question there that he gets the 3 white lights from the 3 referees. Per Maddigsdal, the president of the jury, the Norwegian today, and the central referee from Japan, Tomoko Kato. Other referees, Vahid Nazarov and Mr. Ferit Gozubek. So here comes the world champion, and going for 185. Currently in 3rd place, and 93.31. He's lighter than Artem Ivanov, so this would take him into the lead, into the gold medal position. And he would still have 1 attempt left, like Artem Ivanov. So now, from being in a position of strength, he finds himself pushed back and having to make some crucial decisions. Alexander Ivanov of Russia now. he's going to come out and try 185, and here he is. This very exciting prospect in the junior ranks. Has built over the last 3 years in the snatch phase from 163 in 2007 to 165 in 2008 to 175 last year. And now mixing it with the big boys. And 185 here. He's got a body weight of 91-92. He's the lightest of all the principals involved at this moment. So this would mean that, for example, Sedov would have to go to at least 186 to get past him. This is the last attempt, though, for Ivanov. Oh, that's a great series of 3 out of 3. And this young Russian is flying. Absolutely flying. 3 very impressive snatch attempts, and you can see full of confidence, walking with a swagger, but delivering great explosive lifting here in the most difficult and most technical of the 2 disciplines. Absolutely millimeter perfect, and some personality to go with it as well. So Russia lead the Ukraine and Kazakhstan, and it's Ukraine and Kazakhstan who've got 2 attempts left. And the temptation to go for the record is there, but Artem Ivanov going for 187. As I said, he's heavier than his namesake Alexander Ivanov, so he would have had to have gone for 186, but in fact it's Sedov who's going to come out at 187. So this is the poker game. Vladimir Sedov coming out here having failed at 185. So effectively this is a 7 kilo increase. Now Sedov weighed in at 93.31. Ivanov at 93.87. So if he gets this, effectively, if Artem Ivanov wants to go into the lead, he's going to have to go to 188, which is, or would be, equal to the world record. That's only 1 out of 3. Sedov left on 180, the defending world champion. And now Artem Ivanov is going for the world record. So he has to be confident, because in this game the first objective is secure the title, secure the medal, then go for the record, and he wants to take this record away. The senior world record of 188 kilos, which has belonged for a long time to Akikos Kakashvilis, set in Athens in December 1999. So what's that, 11 years or so? So this, yet another world record attempt at the snatch. So 189 would be a kilo more than the existing record, and significantly it would put him 4 kilos ahead of Alexander Ivanov, and it would put him 9 ahead of Sedov. So pretty crucial, not just for the record, but more for the championship bid. Can he hold? No, he can't. Oof. Well, the result of that failure is that the snatch gold medal goes to the Russian, Alexander Ivanov, with 185 and 3 good attempts, and Artem Ivanov equaling kilos, and Sedov of Kazakhstan, the defending world champion, on 180 ahead of Zizbalis of Lithuania, who is 4th and best of the rest. Well, Randy, he's actually quite a long way away from getting this.
Well, I'll tell you, from the side of the platform, it looked pretty good until the last second, and you could see the frustration when he missed that. He expected to make that. You know, it's interesting, Dave, because when we saw those openers, we thought, hey, shot at the world record, and in fact, it happened.
Just about in there. So Alexander Ivanov of Russia, he takes the gold medal at 185. He's equal on terms with